Hello guys, welcome to the course. I am Mahmood and today we will learn the basic concept of MVC model view controller in CodeIgniter application, and then we will see the practical example of model view and controller. So I make a presentation slide in which I define what is model, what is view, and what is controller. So let's see the slide. This is model view controller. What is model? The model represents your data structures. So now the point is, what is data structures? So first I will define what is data structures. Data structure is an organized way in which we organize the data, so we can later we can retrieve that data in an efficient way. There are many data structures like list, array, queue, stack, and we do a lot of operations on these data structures. For example, insertion, deletion, updation, searching, sorting, and traversing. So in these operations we will do some operations in the later of this course on CRUD application: create, read, update, and delete. So now come to the model. What is model? The model represents your data structures. Typically your model classes will contain functions that help you retrieve, insert, and update information in your database. So what's the learning? Learning is that the model class will contain all that functions in which we perform our operations. Like if you want to enter a student information into the database, then you will have to write that function in your model class. So this is the model concept. Now you come to the view. What is view? As its name is stating that view is something like a user interface. So the view is information that is being presented to a user. A view will normally be a web page, but in CodeIgniter a view can also be a page fragment like a header or footer. It can also be an RSS page or any other type of web page. So what is fragment? In most of our applications we divide our application into header, footer, sidebar, and like this division. So view, what is view? View is all our HTML, CSS, and these are all files are our view. That is in general term user interface. So now come to the third concept, that is controller. What is controller? The controller serves as an intermediary between the model, the view, and any other resources needed to process the HTTP request and generate a web page. So what is controller? In simple words, controller control the view and model. So for example, a user generate an event, and it will go to the controller, and then controller pass that event or pass that process or feature to the model class, and then model performs the operation on it and then return to the controller, and then controller pass that information to the view, and then that information will be presented in a UI format, in the HTML CSS format. So we will see this concept with the help of a diagram which I made, MVC diagram. So this is the user. For example, this is you, a user. Through arrow sign, a user generate an event to the controller, and then controller pass that event to the model that I need this information. User instruct to the controller, user give an instruction to the controller that I need this information. Then controller pass that instruction to the model, that model, I need this information, please process it and provide me back. Then model process that information through different operations like insertion, deletion, updation, and then model return that processed information to the controller. Then controller pass that processed information to the view, and then view will present that information in a structured UI way. Then user can see what he demand to the controller, then controller pass to the model, then model return to the controller, then controller return that information to the view, and then user can see what it is happening. So this is the phenomena of MVC application. Let's see through an example through a coding practice. So first open your editor and go to your application folder. For example, this is your application folder. Come to the controllers folder. Here is an already built-in welcome controller. First we will see in the browser what is welcome controller. So localhost CI root application, go to your directory. This is the welcome controller. When I hit the URL CI php root, then the welcome view will be shown here. So first we will make our own controller and our own view, and then we can see how this phenomena work. Click on the controller, right click, new file. For example, the file will be test.php. Write your opening and closing PHP tags. Create a class name will be the same as the file name, class test. Extends to the CI controller class. CI controller class. Then I will write my function, public function index method. I'm writing the index method because I want to hit the default method. If you write any other method, you will have to provide that method name in the URL. So what is in index method? I will call my view from this index method. So write the $this. What is $this? It is a object of this class relating to this class, test class. $this load view. View is the function, and then in view function we will write the file name of the view, which we will create test view. This is our first controller and our first controller method, function index. Now come to the view directory and create a view, new file, test view.php. So now write your HTML here. HTML. This is a built-in feature of Atom Editor. The Atom Editor can provide you the basic structure of HTML tags by just few clicks. So here we write our title, CI test MVC. In the body tag we will write our first tag, Udemy course, welcome to the course, students. So this is our view file in which we will write our HTML. Now we will call from our controller this view, and we can see in the browser. For example, we will now this is the base URL. Now we have to enter our controller name, so we can see that view which we call in that controller index method. So our controller name is test, TEST test. Now enter. There is an error, syntax error. Publish on test.php line number 7. Where is line number 7? Publish. Oh, this is my mistake. Public, it should be public. Okay, this is a minor mistake. Now call that. Oh, there is another error. Cause CI controller not found. So what is this error? CI controller this controller. Oh, I just miss a 1L controller. Now you can see your view which you call from your controller, test controller. If you put your view in another method, for example, you made another function, public function view test view function, and you want to load your view from this method, so you will have to pass this function in the URL, view test view. Because this was the index function, so you don't need to pass any parameter here in the second parameter. Now if I place and test view is the function, and then the same view will be called. So if you want to display a number of display in different methods, so you will write your all the view in the respective method name, and then you can call the respective method name in the URL. So if you want to make it default, so what will you do? Then you will make it a default controller. In this application, the default controller is welcome controller, because when you hit the URL, you will see the welcome controller. So if you want to see the user your controller, then you will have to write your default controller in the route file. Where is the route file? Go to the config file, then routes, go to the routes. Here is the welcome controller. Then you will write here your controller name test. Now you will enter, and then you can see your view. So this tutorial ends here. With the MVC concept, we see through definition examples and through coding example what is MVC phenomena. Now in the next tutorial we will see how to upload and file in CI application. So take care guys.